problem. Good morning and welcome to the Equity in Motion Summit, sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. I'm Margaret Forgione.
Good morning. The auditorium doors will now be closing. Please join us.
Okay, we're officially starting. I'm delighted to welcome you to our summit, and I'd like to offer a special welcome to those of you who have traveled from around the globe to be here. Welcome to New York. Last year, okay, we have competing speaking here, but we're going to forge ahead. Last year, nearly 400 passionate leaders in transportation and public policy joined us for our inaugural Equity in Motion Summit. We're thrilled that many of you are joining us again, plus I see a lot of new faces out here. We have gathered some of our industry's brightest minds and most dedicated change makers to share their journeys, imagining and implementing inclusive transportation policy built for all. We're very excited to be back at the CUNY Graduate Center again this year to engage in meaningful dialogue, establish lasting partnerships, and develop actionable takeaways to put theory into practice. This year's program will emphasize equity as a process as well as an outcome through the themes of weight. These themes will frame breakout conversations, sharing innovative ideas, fostering collaboration, and driving real change. This opening session, we are focused on the multifaceted nature of transportation work. We'll take a look at the interdisciplinary life. Specifically, we'll explore how central. To start out our morning, I'm thrilled to be able to introduce our Commissioner, Ydanis Rodriguez. This agency and the city at large could not be more fortunate to have this relentless and steadfast champion of equity in transportation and in the greater world. I introduce Ydanis Rodriguez to all of you.
Big round of applause to Margaret. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a great honor to be here. Buenos días a todos. I'm the first commissioner in the New York City Department of Transportation that Spanish is my native language. I celebrate a lot. I believe that we all have to be proud of our ancestors. And for me, it's a great honor to be the face of our city and our society fighting for equity. I'm the New York City Department of Transportation Commissioner. On behalf of Mayor Eric Adams, I would like to welcome all of you, those who came last year and those who are here for the first time. New York City DOT and the whole city of New York would like to say thank you for taking your time to spend the whole day sharing good practice on transportation. I would like to thank the City University of New York for hosting us once again this year. I would like to start showing you the first slide. This is the best demonstration what New York City DOT is all about. We manage 26% of our land. We only are made by 350 square miles, where we have 8.6 million people, 64 million visitors, and a city where the construction never stops. We are made by 6,000 miles of street, 12,000 miles of sidewalk, 794 bridges and tunnels, all the East River bridges. If it's not the Verrazano on the GW from Brooklyn Bridge and all the bridges, is on our portfolio. And I know that we have Paul Schwartz, who is here, the director of that great team. We also have the Staten Island Ferry. It's a ferry that carries more passengers every year in the nation, not only New Yorkers and residents of Staten Island, which is not the forgotten borough anymore under Mayor Adams, but also a lot of visitors who come to our hotels. They enjoy to take the ferry because they don't have to pay, and since it's free, they enjoy the nice view from downtown Manhattan and the Star of Liberty. So the Staten Island Ferry is an important equity that we have. We are made by 1,375 miles of bike network. Yes, as a commissioner, I was a council member for 2 years, and I passed the street master plan that mandate the city to build 50 miles of protected bike lane, 20 miles of bus lane. But reality is that even though we have not been able to get to those numbers, the numbers of protected bike lane that we have built today is larger than the protected bike lane that all largest city in this nation built together. We made by 13,000 signals, 300,000 street lights, 200 million linear of marking. So everything that anyone interacts, since they get out from the apartments or the houses, is New York City. We have 200 million bike trips in New York City, different from 98 millions that we have in 2009. This work is important because it is a matter of safety. It's a matter of improving life. Our inaugural year for this summit was a great success. Connections were made and so much wisdom. But one of our focus at New York City Department of Transportation has been addressing historic underinvestment in connecting community. Too many neighborhoods across our city have not received a fair share of investment to make our streets better and safer. And that's why we have priority to help prioritize projects based on safety data and past level of investment. And again, I'm the face of those New Yorkers who've been living in the underserved community my whole life since 1983, community that have been asking to have a seat in the table. And under our administration, I've been committed to spread the love of resources and investment in those communities so that middle, upper, and working class get the same attention and investment, and we are producing great results. Every New Yorker deserves safe streets, no matter where they live, what language they speak, if they have accents like me or not, or how much money they make. It is our responsibility to bring all people together, to reconnect communities, and ensure the safe and efficient movement of people and goods everywhere across our city. I know we all share this priority regardless of where we come from. The COVID-19 pandemic may be in real view mirror. We believe that COVID is something of the past. But you know what is an epidemic that is affecting our society? The one of traffic fatality, traffic violence. 1.2 million people are killed every year in the world in traffic violence. Violence that can be preventable, but we have to take the necessary measures for that to happen. So let's talk about safety, something all of us can agree on. When there's a lack of equity investment, it can have life-changing and even deadly consequences. Under Vision Zero, we have made historic investments, safer streets, and the results are clear. You can see the progress we are making in New York City in 2025. This was one of the safest first quarter of any year or record since 1990, the first year for which we have year-to-date data. This follows an all-time low pedestrian fatality in 23 since we started collecting data for the last 113 years. And we have done other encouraging safety trends. But for Mayor Eric Adams, for myself, and for the 6,000 men and women at DOT, just one traffic fatality is one too many. These are not just numbers. They are human beings. They are brothers. They are family members. They are our friends. We believe we owe those decline to a holistic investment in safety, no isolated, but in a wide range of neighborhoods. Here's just one incredible project along Soundview in the South Bronx, which is a historically underserved neighborhood in our city. Again, always making sure that we maintain a wide and an equitable socioeconomic array of projects. We released equity report on our street improvement project, which clearly illustrates how under our administration, communities like this are not forgotten anymore. And we are doing much more. Whether it's working directly with delivery workers to improve access to safer equipment like battery swapping cabinets and charging infrastructure, or through the expansion of our e-scooter pilot program. Also for delivery workers, essential workers, we have been making Major Avenue here in Manhattan much safer. At 3rd Avenue, 10th Avenue, we are widening the bike lane. We are the first city widening the bike lane, adopting those lanes not only for the regular cyclists, but for those who use pedal assisted bike to bring our delivery to our apartment. Yes, we New Yorkers, we like to celebrate what we do, and yes, we are the first city in the nation to widen our protected bike lane. By speed in our busy street. So we timing lights on 3rd Avenue so that anyone going at 50 miles is every green light to 96th Street. Changing the timing of the traffic lights provide an incentive to both drive because the reward is 30 decorative lights. Signal timing change combined with a comprehensive street redesign has already made this stretch of 3rd Avenue safer for everyone. I think you would like to love this video. Yes, we can celebrate that. I know that you will love this video for great photography, made it in the full length of 3rd Avenue from 60th Street to 96th Street on his bike without catching a single ride. Please don't worry, he wasn't riding this fast. Another exciting thing about this video is that it has been viewed by over 3 million times on our Instagram. Another example of how, another example of how our communication team innovative approach to fun and creative social media is helping tell our story around the world and attracting new followers who will now learn more about our agency work and important safety messaging. Because under our leadership, we are bringing the agency to every community so that the conversation on transportation is not only with those with high academic degree, but you also go with the average New Yorkers to also be involved in the conversation about transportation. When we have other success stories, in the Bronx, we are envisioning a new green wave along Harlem River. This corridor will connect from Van Cortlandt Park to Randall's Island, 7 miles. That will give opportunity for those who live in close to the East River, but the visitor who like to go to Van Cortlandt Park on Randall's Island to ride their bike, to walk in those 7 miles. We access to the waterfront when it's possible. We can use to reconnect previously being cut off from. Weighted motion. We are the first city also in the nation that has developed the technology that is giving those tickets to those drivers who are driving with overweight truck with 20,000 pounds above the 80,000 that are allowed, and they get a ticket of $600. I can tell you that in those locations where we have the weighted machine, we have seen a reduction of more than 60% of overweight truck. The reason why we're using those technology in the BQE in all the bridges is because when the engineer build the bridge, they build it for that we had to make major investment to keep our bridges and our infrastructure in the state of good repair. So this is a good innovation that New York City DOT, working with the private sector and the academic institution, have developed. Cutting-edge technology can also play a role in enhancing safety and extending the lifespan of New York's most vital connections while keeping our infrastructure in a state of good repair. The number of overweight trucks is something that we are committed to reduce from our bridges. In my home community of Washington Heights, where I've been living since 1983, the Washington Bridge we opened 135 years ago is one of the oldest bridges connecting Manhattan to the Bronx, and we are looking to use the technology to remove overweight trucks from that area. On this bridge, we also prioritize safety with new bus lanes and protected bike lanes because those neighborhoods divided by Harlem River deserve accountable that now dictate that New York City DOT must revise the street design manual every 4 years so that we can upgrade and share that information. The first street design manual that we made was more New York City trying to look like other city. Now, in our current design manual, there's a lot of innovation that we are starting here in New York City that we look to share with other cities across the globe. Today, we are also releasing Connected NYC, a vision for safer and more equitable streets, which provides a cohesive framing of DOT ongoing work and highlights ways the agency weaves equity